Boom! And just like that, there are 10 new laws I'm going to tell you about in this video, detailed, that you have to know if you're doing crypto. Literally, the severities of these laws that already passed, and nobody's talking about it, could land you in jail for crypto in the United States and worldwide. This is ludicrous. 3 of them have already passed the House and the Senate in the United States of America. So they're straight up law. The president signed them into law, and 7 are already halfway through, meaning they passed the House. It's no longer speculation. They passed the House, and we're just waiting on them to pass the Senate, which a lot of people think they're going to do on Christmas Day when nobody's looking. And then basically, crypto is going to be over for the United States as far as making big money. It's going to be regulated to the T. There's going to be about a dozen forms you got to fill out. It's going to make almost all coins worthless. Usher in the Fed coin, as I've been talking about for a long time now. This is starting to come true. So you're going to want to buckle up and watch this one to the end. You're also going to want to take notes because I'm going to give you some outs, whether you're in the United States or any country worldwide. This is getting very serious. And people are like, oh, well, BitBoy's got a new pump and dump scam. Maybe I better pay attention to that. You need to be paying attention to what's happening. Where are people protesting in the streets over crypto? You're this close to losing crypto. China's banned crypto, the largest population in the world. Oh, but that's China. India just came out with a move to ban all crypto because they're going to sign on to the new Fed coin. The Fed coin will be the new global currency. It's not going to be a new dollar. It's going to be the Fed coin. It's going to get ushered in soon, and then it's going to suppress all crypto. Oh, well, it's only the United States. It's only India. That's half the world. That's all the biggest economies in the world. What are you talking about? Canada's going full dictator mode. Australia has lost their mind. Have you seen what's happening in Austria, in Germany? Have you seen what's happening behind the scenes in England? Are you kidding me right now? It's over, dude, if people don't act quick. Operation, does anybody actually care about crypto? All right, so let's get into this. This is very, very important. Now, I'm getting asked left and right, Cody, what should I do if I'm currently in crypto? Ultimately, you do whatever you want to do. I'm just giving you advice. Now, if you currently are in crypto and you're currently a citizen of the world, I recommend you become a ghost now, like right now, because you're running out of time. I've been teaching my clients how to do this for a while at Privacy X Project. You can check it out. First link down below. I'll pop it up here on the screen, and we can help you become a ghost and solve most of these problems by creating the structure that I've shown on videos, the structure that I use and some of my clients use to help us mitigate these problems and build a business structure and a business entity. Now, people have been asking me, what if I have crypto in my name? I mean, if it was me, I would sell it and I would stop buying crypto until you have an entity and a structure that you can run it through, or you're going to go to jail. I don't think you fully understand. So let me get into some of this. A bill already passed. It already passed. The infrastructure bill that had almost nothing to do with infrastructure already passed, where now there's the new 8300 form where you have to fill out every time a transaction is over $10,000. Now, originally that was supposed to come out January 1st, 2024. Now they're looking at they're looking at after the fiscal tax year, so October of 2022. So October 1st of 2022 is what it's looking like. Keep in mind, they actually only have to push it out to 6 months. So it could come up as early as, I believe, April of this year. It doesn't look like it's going to come in April, but it's going to come between October 1st and then 2023. You have to fill out that form. So you buy into a crypto and something pops off and you're in an American KYC exchange, you're in Coinbase, you're in crypto.com, you're basically in most exchanges. And I'm going to do a video breakdown soon of the top exchanges that I recommend because I get that question every day. But now you've got all these forms and regulations. The problem is most of these companies don't have the information, and they're treating these companies similar to the SEC Street's other companies. But with crypto being decentralized, our government has proven they don't understand it, but they're going to put you in jail over it. The new infrastructure bill is building prisons to house 2.5 million more people. 2.5 million. Now, I'm not saying those are all going to be people who buy crypto, although they're also hiring 80,000 IRS agents. And do you realize that the biggest part of that is through the SEC to track financial crimes through cryptocurrency? even bigger than banks. So a lot of people are talking about the whole bank thing where they're going to audit you with over $600, and they are, and this is already in. They are going to start hiring 80,000 IRS agents starting Jan 1. Also, if you're a global citizen, the United States has already got 72 countries to comply with their new crypto laws, meaning you won't be able to use most exchanges, and also the U.S. will crack down on the regulation between most of these cryptos, which is going to make them inoperable in many countries. Now, there's a few ways around this. Like I said, I showed you guys the structure in a video, and I recommend you do that. We can help you with that at Privacy X. We have a few slots available right now, but they're going quick. If you've emailed us, we're going to get back to you as soon as we can. But a lot of people are panicking and coming. I wouldn't panic. I would just take action fast. It is ridiculous, guys. It is absolutely ridiculous what's happening. And I don't understand where everyone is at talking about this. I don't understand where people aren't protesting their congressmen and women and talking to them. No, people are like, yeah, cool, whatever. These bills are thousands of pages. I had one of my virtual assistants go through the bills and earmark about 200 pages that dealt with crypto and stocks and bonds. And there's nothing good. There's nothing that helps investors. It's all regulatory. It's all added taxes. Basically, the only way to get out of taxes now is if you make under $12,000 a year as of tax year 2023. So Biden kept his promise of $400K for 2021 only. 2022, you have to make under, I think it's under 72,000, and then in 2023 it's under 12,000, which is basically teenagers. Also, they're going to be auditing your bank with over 600, so your on-ramps and your off-ramps are going to be absolute. So how do you get on it? Well, again, you have to use basically offshore foreign banks, which is the structure I show you guys how to do, because if you're not using that structure that we use at Privacy X to become a ghost, you're screwed. It's not going to work. And again, people are asking me every day, what could I do? I would stop buying crypto. You will land your ass in jail. This is not a joke anymore. These are legit laws. Look them up. These aren't like, well, what if this passed? This isn't like unrealized capital gains. Thank God that hasn't passed yet, although they're still talking about it. But this isn't like some pie in the sky unrealized capital gains. These things have already passed. And so now when you're buying your crypto, you have to declare it. Now, as of tax year 2019, you had to declare if you have crypto assets, if you're an American citizen. They're also doing this in Canada, Australia, all of the EU, UK. They're doing it in India, and that's how they know where all the Indian ones are. They were doing it in Hong Kong, the Philippines. They were doing it. They were even doing it in 3 different countries in Africa. Like they're taking full control of this. So again, how you structure it through a business asset. If you personally own crypto, good luck, dude. Good luck. Like, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. They're coming down like a bulldozer because this threatens the system. And people like me have been talking about this for a long time. I was just a couple years earlier. I thought Congress was going to spring into action 3 or 4 years ago. No, but they're springing into action bigger than anything now, and they're doing it all under the rug, and it's all in the bills. And the bill that just passed the House, it passed the House, meaning if it goes through Senate. Now, those other laws I was just talking about, those are already law. You have no choice. So you're going to be declaring all your crypto over 10,000. You have to automatically pay taxes on it. You have to declare what coins. Also, there's language in there that if the coin happens to be a fraudulent coin, the investor could be held liable because you're seen as an investor because it's property. So you think, well, I don't want to be regulated by the SEC. I get that, but because it's property and you get into some coin that happens to be a pump and dump and they say they have this technology, but they don't have this technology, and you're pushing it out to people, you could be in serious trouble for that. You can get sued, and it can be up to 5 years in prison for that. So you have to know what you're investing in, which is what they're trying to put in. They're also trying to regulate influencers. So for all these influencers out here pumping and dumping coins, there's regulation in the bill that just passed the House to regulate influencers and make it a felony for these pump and dumps, which, you could say, well, that should be a felony. The problem is it's a very slippery slope because who decides what is what? And this is a very serious problem. And you can have all the financial disclosures you want, but they no longer count. Every YouTuber's like, oh, this is not financial. That doesn't matter. That doesn't give you an open license to push scams. You could say this is not financial advice all you want, But if you're out here pushing scams, you're still going to be in the same trouble. It doesn't cover you. It's not like blanket. I mean, a lot of these influencers think that that's like blanket immunity if they say that. It's not. What I've always said is I'm telling you guys what I do. You do whatever you want to do. I don't push anything, and that's part of the reason why. And I've never pushed any coins. I've said what I'm investing in word for word, and I can back up those investments, but I've never recommended a single coin on my channel. Now, I'm a technology channel. I'm a privacy channel, privacy technology, and I talk about crypto because it's an important part of not only privacy, but freedom at this point. Your privacy is becoming your freedom because this is all tied in. You guys think crypto is the big picture. Crypto is a stepping stone to the global credit score, which I've been talking about. FedCoin is part of it. Crypto is part of it. And so is social media, and so is this entire metaverse bringing you in, utilizing your phone. Haven't you seen what's going on with this health thing, with utilizing your phone? Are you close to anybody who has this stuff? You could turn on tracking. Everything is tracked, cataloged. You've got your passport. It's all tying in, and it's going to take them a few years to tie it into one global chip that goes in your hand. Mark of the beast, welcome. But, it's just insane. It's absolutely insane. And that's what they're trying to welcome in. That's what they're trying to usher in. Now, if you read some of the laws that are in this, not only are they targeting influencers, but they're also targeting coins. They're also making coins basically illegal if they have more than 1 point of anonymity. I mean, so they want to take away anonymity altogether. And we've seen this recently in Australia, where Australia wants you to have 100 points of identity to be able to use social media. So Australia is saying you can't use social media. Now, don't get that confused. That's not 100 pieces of ID. Basically, each piece of ID is scored by how valuable it is. So it might be like a driver's license, a bank card, a passport, and a water bill, right? That might suffice, and then you can get on Instagram. And that's what they're doing. And it's a slippery slope. They say that you have no right to anonymity or privacy on the internet in Australia. Australia has become an absolute joke. And let me be clear, not the people. I've got a lot of friends in Australia. I've got a lot of clients. I'm working with a lot of clients in Australia because they're scared and they're scrambling. I'm working with a lot of clients in Europe, a lot of clients in Canada, a lot of clients in Mexico, a lot of clients in South America, and a metric ton of clients in the United States. And that's why we're bringing on more people to Privacy X to help you guys out. And that's why we haven't raised our prices yet. But if you're looking at becoming a ghost, I wouldn't wait, because we're going to be raising our prices soon. Not because we want to, because we have to, because of all the requests. And there's only a couple people in the world who do what we do, and we are by far the cheapest because I wanted to help out the people who've been following and been loyal. But I mean, really, most people charge 3 to 5 times what we charge. But we're trying to help you guys out. But if you look at what's happening in crypto, you look at what's happening in your privacy, you look at what's happening in your daily life, you look at what's happening when they're controlling your income. I've told you guys, you need to start a business. You need to take control of your income, control your finances. Crypto has been a safe haven, but it's no longer safe in any country. You have to structure it into a way where it goes through businesses and trusts to where you control everything, own nothing, so you could shield yourself from this stuff. And it's been ridiculous. I've been in long meetings with attorneys and lawyers over the last probably 2 months going through this stuff, figuring out exactly what the best options are. And we've been helping our clients with different situations, because one of the big laws that's happening right now, and one thing that you really need to understand is, and again, this hasn't completely passed, is what they're looking at doing is structuring it to where you have to pay, and this is a little bit different than unrealized capital gains, but they want to structure it to where you have to reveal how much gains you've made per year, and it only gives you a couple years to write off any gains and or losses. And if you write them off over a specific time, you'll actually owe more. So they're going to penalize keeping your property, which again, if crypto was supposed to be declared as property, Bitcoin has came out and said it's declared as property. Well, isn't it ironic that the one cryptocurrency that nobody knows who started, who Satoshi Nakamoto is, CIA, I did a video about it, and that's the one that they're treating like gold, the old, antiquated, outdated technology that nobody knows who controls it. Now, I don't know if the CIA controls it or not, but there's some shady stuff, and I did a video on this channel, you guys can check it out, of talking about that, and other people have done good videos as well, talking about the origins of Bitcoin and the origins of Satoshi and the origins of how this all started. But Bitcoin was the only one that was officially declared as property. And they're looking at running the rest eitherwise as property or through the SEC. But they've got rules and regulations on both sides. There's good and bads to both sides. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not 100% against any regulation. Okay, because there are scams in crypto, there are frauds in crypto. But what I'm against is the amount of government overreach we're seeing right now is ludicrous. And I've got video proof talking about this years ago, and people are like, you're crazy. They can never control crypto. No, they're absolutely going to be able to control crypto because they can control you. That's what you don't understand. People keep saying they can't do anything. It's decentralized. No, it's not. It's on the blockchain. It is the most tracked thing in the world. There is zero privacy except for 2 or 3 coins, which the FBI just declared Monero a threat to the United States. They're already talking about, now this is not in the bill, Quince. I have not been able to find anything about Monero specifically. So I want to state this. I don't want to put out false information. I have not been able to find anything Monero, but they said privacy in parentheses, type cryptocurrencies, coins, and tokens, because a lot of people try to get cute and they call it a token or a coin or a current. It's all the same thing. They're saying that those are actually a threat to the United States. And so they're going to be cracking down on Pirate Chain and ARR. They're going to be cracking down on Monero and some of these other ones that try to be. That's why Zcash didn't go all into privacy back in the day. A lot of people say, well, Zcash should have been more privacy. The people at Zcash knew that privacy coins were going to die. They were trying to ride a fad at the time to pump the value of their coin, which I really can't blame them. I can't blame the people at Zcash for doing that. I was never a fan because it was never a privacy coin like it was touted and marketed. And I knew this was happening. And now they've completely pivoted away from the privacy aspect because they knew it wasn't going to go good. Where Monero is a privacy, just complete privacy focused, privacy based. They're looking at making those illegal, which we already knew was going to happen. Outside of that, everything is tethered to the blockchain, and there's a new AI. It's called Block AI, which a lot of you have probably already seen, that next year, by April of 2022, they're saying is going to be able to scrape the entire blockchain, and they're going to know your point of entry, your exit, if you pay taxes, and any crypto you've bought ever, even if you didn't pay taxes on Bitcoin you had back in 2014, they're going to know it, and they're going to come after you, and you can go to jail for that. That's tax evasion. It's tax evasion. There's no like, oops, I didn't know. Now, they're not just going to instantly start throwing you in jail. They're going to send you a thing because, again, they're going to have a legion of IRS agents and you're paying for them. This is the crazy thing. They're going to have this new legion of IRS agents that you're paying for, and they're going to find all of this currency, your on-ramp, and it all breaks down to the Patriot Act. And this ties into the Patriot Act and the bank laws know your customer, which is why I've been talking about anonymous banking, offshore banking, foreign corporations, and foreign trusts. That way it gives you some shielding and you could use what the Federal Reserve does against them. The Federal Reserve founders had one core belief. You know what that core belief was? Control everything, own nothing. Well, that's exactly what I do, and we just do it on a smaller scale. I don't have any clients that are trillionaires, but I got a lot of successful clients, and that's what you do. You control everything, you own nothing. In theory, through business structures and through trusts and through operating in different companies, and it gives you a lot of freedom, it gives you a lot of mobility, gives you a lot of nomad status for your finances. Also, your money in theory circumnavigates the globe, but in reality, it doesn't go anywhere. It's all a paper structure, and it's a paper structure that the federal government built. The federal government uses themselves, and basically everybody in power uses. But they're never going to teach you in school. They're never even going to teach you in college because it's not in their best interest. It's their best interest to own you. I don't know if you realize this, but when you're born, your birth certificate is given a value based on where you were born, your parents' economic status, and there's like 30 points of reference based on how much taxes they're going to think they're going to collect off you. So, for example, Mark Zuckerberg has a kid. In theory, they're going to collect a lot more off his kid than they are probably your kid, right? They're probably going to, in theory, collect more off my kid than they will off the average kid because my kid's going to have a leg up because of me. Their kids will have a leg up because of them. And then if one of the generations runs it in the ground, then they'll go back down to the beginning. But there's a assessed value. Well, the new crypto laws look at the assessed value and then the assessed basically what we have with the metaverse is everything's becoming a digital asset. Now, why is this valuable? Instead of you piddling away your money on stupid trinkets, you can assess it in the metaverse with things like NFTs, provided the government can regulate them, which there's a lot they want to do with NFTs, because you got essentially JPEGs getting sold for millions of dollars, which is not going to last long. It's not going to last long because they know that's a scam and a half. And I'm not talking scamming the people. I'm talking the tax evasion is through the roof. You think tax evasion in free ports for art is through the roof? I mean, you could look at what people do in free ports, most notably like Geneva. I've got a lot of people I've worked with over the years that utilize free ports, right? Because it allows you a bunch of tax benefits worldwide on the global economic trade scale. It's what I do. It's what my clients do. It is a very valuable option. The average person has no idea how to do it, where to do it, what to do, or they don't even have anything anyway. They're out there shopping for trinkets at Target. This is the problem. Well, if we could build an asset-based economy, the government could dip their little meat hooks in there and pull it out. And we've seen what they're doing in Australia. Canada has a program now where you basically could turn in your assets and get a UBI, universal base income. Well, they're looking at the Fed coin as the UBI. And so part of this law, and I know I talked about 10 laws, I'm saying way more than that in this video. I get that. And we're going to do more in-depth breakdowns on some of the most important ones. But I needed to get this video out and I hope you're talking about this. I hope you're sharing this. I hope you realize what's happening. I hope you're structuring your business. I hope you're taking control of your income, because this is ludicrous, guys. And they're like, oh, my favorite influencer has a new pump and dump scheme. Get into XYZ crap coin because it's going to go, rug pull. Everyone lost everything like usual. Oh, okay, great. It's stupid. It's stupid. Buy coins that have value, build up your asset portfolio, and structure it as a business. Because if you're structuring your name, not only are you going to be in the highest tax bracket possible, but also you're going to be in the highest regulation bracket possible. Do you think the businesses deal with these same regulations? No, that's why these structures work. That's why people like me build these for my clients, because it allows them the freedom to be in essence, a global citizen in a way. Now, you're still going to have taxes. And I'm not an advocate of tax avoidance. Taxes are unconstitutional, but until that law is lifted, we have no choice. I don't avoid taxes. I pay a lot of money in taxes, but I'm an advocate of paying the least amount of taxes possible. Most people are paying way too much because they've structured it wrong, and they're letting a few bucks in paperwork and fees scare them away from potentially saving thousands or millions of dollars in taxes over a short period of time, especially in the crypto space, which is ludicrous. So, but what they're looking at right now with this whole structure and on the global structure is being able to assess what each person's worth and then utilizing the Fed coin, and then they're going to drip into Fed coins as your UBI. So they're not going to give you the dollar. I mean, the goal is to replace the dollar sooner than later. And there's been talks that the dollar could be replaced as soon as 2024, but really, we don't know yet. A couple of things have to happen for that to happen. So there's a lot going on, and we'll break down two more important things. All right, so one more very important thing that you want to keep in mind when you're looking at the structure, when you're looking at what you're going to do in crypto. And my goal is not to scare you, but I get asked my advice. And again, my advice would be stop buying crypto until you don't have it in your name, because that is a fool's errand at this point. And it isn't the exchange. It isn't Coinbase. It isn't crypto.com. In fact, you can use those exchanges. You can use dozens of exchanges. And I recommend diversifying and using multiple exchanges. And I recommend using multiple hardware wallets. But more than that, I recommend understanding how the structure works. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck holding the bag, and it's going to be a big bag, and unrealized capital gains aren't off the table. And I hate to tell you this, global citizens, because there's other countries that are talking about similar things with the socialist movement, and it's not looking good on that front. So does crypto have a future? Honestly, of course, they can't officially flip a switch and shut it down, but they can make it very hard for you to do this. They can make it very expensive for you to do this. And they can also make it illegal. And everyone talks a big game until you're looking down the barrel of a felony. And then all of a sudden, everyone is going to panic sell. And also, if institution money never comes to crypto's never going to have the explosion that people have been talking about. These big numbers. These big numbers cannot happen without institutional money. There's just not enough people with enough money to put in crypto right now because it's so Wild West. It's so unregulated. So if we want to see that, crypto market that's at that 10 trillion, that 15 trillion, that 20 trillion, which is what it would take to get these big numbers that everyone keeps talking. This crypto is going to go to $1. This crypto is going to go to 50 cents. No, it's not. Not unless we can get big money coming in. There's not. It's just people with the same money trading. They all pump one coin, then they get out and they pump another. The actual overall crypto market is not, the market share of crypto is not really growing a whole lot in a while now. They're just moving from one scheme to another. It's kind of like chess, and they're or actually not even chess. It's kind of like musical chairs, right? And they're trying to make sure they have a chair at the end, and most people don't have a chair, and then they end up on the floor with no money, and they have to start over. And it's glorified gambling at this point, which is fine. But if you don't understand what it is, you won't be able to be successful. There's a lot of really good projects and really good coins that, in my opinion, are going to blow up, and a lot of people are going to make a lot of money. But you have to understand and play the game. What the government is doing is they're playing their hand. Did you see the video that recently came out of Hillary Clinton? She slithered out from under her rock, and she started talking about how she thinks crypto, it's one of the biggest emergencies in the United States right now. The crypto needs to be regulated. She can't believe it's gone on this far. I mean, watch the interview she doesn't do very many interviews. Watch the new Hillary Clinton interview. She talks about crypto. She talks about a whole bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of clips about online. It's typical globalist, treason that Hillary Clinton likes to come out and do. But yeah, she's all for crippling crypto all across the board because she knows that she's going to make her next billion off FedCoin. That's going to be where she makes her money. That's where all these people are going to make their money. And that's where they're going to do the UBI. And a lot of you say, well, they're not going to leave crypto for FedCoin. Yeah, they will when they give you free money. If let's say FedCoin was equal to $1 and they gave you 2,000 FedCoin a month, oh, you better believe, and we've got a government that is already subsidizing people for no reason and giving people mountains of money for no reason. Okay, their whole plan is to get on the socialist system and to demonize success. And the biggest way they could do that is freedoms like crypto. So look at the laws. I recommend you guys look. And guys, the first bill's passed. It's too late. You missed the boat. But luckily, that is the least of it. The second bill is 5 times scarier, and it is already passed the House. It's passed. You understand what that means? I talk to people every day like, well, Cody, I don't think any of these bills are going to pass. The first one already passed. Those laws are already law. They go into effective next year. It's law now. You missed the boat. Now you're going to have to declare everything over 10,000. Now you're going to have to declare your KYC exchanges. Now you're going to have to declare your profits immediately. There's a whole bunch of hoops you have to jump through now. There's no more Wild West. There's no more privacy. That's all gone. That's already gone in crypto in the United States. Unless you build a business structure like I talk about, it's gone. It's over. But the House bill, that basically takes all the fun away. And that makes crypto suck. If the House bill goes through, which it already passed the House, it's got to pass the Senate. And you know who's fighting it? So it looks like no Republicans out of protest are going to, and it has nothing to do with crypto. Keep in mind, guys, you're like, Cody, I'm not even hearing crypto on the news. Nobody cares about crypto. They snuck that in, just like they snuck in giving $450,000 to immigrants who apparently committed crimes and were separated at the border. They're giving amnesty and citizenship to millions of immigrants for just showing up. All this stuff is snuck in the back door of the bill. What they're fighting over is like paid leave and a bunch of stupid stuff. The average American just tunes out and rolls their eyes, which you don't know in the fine print. And there's a lot of fine print in a bill that is over 2,500 pages long, but they change the copy almost every 3 to 5 days. So you have to almost start over. Even most of the congressmen and women have admitted they don't even know what the hell's in it. I had to literally pay someone to find out what's in it. That is like all of the Harry Potter books. Like, what is this, dude? And this is supposed to be one bill? Yeah, it's got $200 million for a park for Nancy Pelosi. Yeah, it's got tens of billions of dollars to give climate credits to automakers in China. Yeah, it's got like $100 billion to give to China for, being supportive, even though they're looking at war. Yeah, it's got money to help support militaries worldwide. It's basically got nothing for Americans. Look at the bill. Anyway, I digress. You can get into the bill. It has basically nothing for Americans, but it destroys a lot of things in crypto. I recommend you check it out. If you want to learn how to become a ghost fast, you can check out Privacy X Project, and I'll be the first link down below, and we can help you with that. If the link still works, we have a few slots available. If the link doesn't work, we're probably full up right now because we're getting so many requests. If you emailed us and you don't hear back within a couple days, email again because we are just plowing through, helping as many people as we can. Have an amazing day, guys. I'll be doing more in-depth breakdowns, but I recommend you get serious if you care about crypto and you care about privacy. Take control of your income. Go all in everything you do. Have an amazing day. I appreciate you guys, staying along for this journey. I've got a lot of really in-depth tutorials coming out. Like I talked about, the new privacyx.org will be launching here very soon in December, so we're looking forward to that. And got a lot of fun stuff coming up, guys. We are going to fight this battle of privacy because privacy, in my opinion, at this point, equals freedom. Period. Without your privacy, you have no freedom because you have a suppressive governments worldwide, including here in the United States, that completely forgot the Constitution. Have an amazing day. Go all in. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.